Welcome to Table Talk Reviews. I'm Matt Mitchell. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Misfit Heroes, a game for 2 to 4 players designed by Phil Walker Harding and published by AEG, who provided me with this copy. This game uses transparent cards overlaid with other cards to create a whole ton of unique heroes. Let me show you how it plays, and then I'll share my thoughts. To set up Misfit Heroes for the first time, you'll need to construct the deck. The deck is constructed of 2 cards that are sleeved together with the sleeves provided. You have character cards that are transparent and attribute cards. Both cards may have a cost in the upper right corner, so you can see when we put that together, they combine to create the total cost of that card. In the upper right corner, there is a point value for endgame scoring points. The banners tell you the type of creature that card is. So if different banners combine together, you will get a Misfit card. If it's all red, it is a creature, and all blue is human. Underneath the title of the character is the first box. This is the recruitment box, and then the lower box is the activation box. So the recruitment box comes in 4 different types. You have the gray star boxes that you pay a fee to activate the activation box below it. You have the heart box, which triggers when you recruit the card. The triangle, when you meet a specified criteria in the box, you will activate the activation box. And the trophy scores points at the end of the game. You will immediately activate the activation box when you play that card. Once the deck is constructed, you can set it in a couple piles so it doesn't spill over. Deal each player 5 cards and one of the double-sided reference cards. Create supply piles of sea, mountain, and forest influence tokens, as well as gold, silver, and copper coins. Place the region scoring tiles off to the side, sorted by type and in order. You can do this in columns or rows. If you're playing with only 3 players, you're going to need to remove all of the 11s marked with the 4-player icon, and if you're only playing with 2 players, you'll remove the 9s and the 11s. Randomly choose a start player and give them the first player token and 40 coins. Each player after that will gain an additional 5 coins. The second player will get 45, third player 50, and so on. Over the course of the game, you'll be building your tableau of characters up to 16 in a 4x4 grid like so. You'll do this on your turn by taking one of the 4 main actions. Recruit a hero card, draw cards, gain 1 influence, or gain 10 money. You'll then end your turn with the opportunity to claim a region before discarding down to your limits. To recruit a hero, pay the cost in coins of one of the heroes in your hand. This may be 2 coins, 1, or even none. In this case, I can pay 10, and I can play this card into my tableau. Your first hero is recruited to the bottom of column 1, and future cards can be recruited into the next column without leaving gaps or on top of previously recruited heroes, up to a maximum of 4 in each column. After placing your card, you'll activate the upper recruitment box, followed by the activation box below it. The heart type recruitment boxes will activate immediately once they've been recruited, so the popular ninja will draw 2 cards, then recruit 1 triangle card for $0, ignoring its recruitment box and activating its effect. That means in this case, if I was to then recruit this poor Barker, this requirement is not required by me, but I will still get this benefit. Triangle type recruitment boxes are a condition that you must meet to be able to gain the benefit. As well, you must meet it to be able to recruit it. In this case, the Greedy Thief gives me 20 coins if I have 30 or more coins. The star type recruitment is a cost that you must pay to gain the benefit. In this case, the Bloodthirsty Sea Monster must discard 2 human cards, then activate this card twice, so I would gain each of these 3 influence tokens 2 times. Similar to the triangle recruitment type, the star recruitment type is a cost that is required. If you can't pay this cost, you can't recruit this hero. The trophy recruitment type will score you points at the end of the game, and you always activate the activation box below it immediately when you recruit it. In this case, the veterinarian ranger will draw 3 cards. Regardless of of their recruitment type, heroes cannot be activated again unless you play another card that activates them, such as the mob leader bard that can activate one card in this column, so I could activate the baby golem. Most of the card abilities are pretty self-explanatory, but here are a few symbols and keywords that might trip you up. These little banner icons symbolize the larger banners on the cards, which represent their faction. So anytime you see the word faction, it means whether they're a beast, misfit, or human. And these are just smaller representations of that. Stun is another keyword that means to flip one of your cards in your tableau face down. In this case, you need to stun a beast card. This round symbol is any influence of any type. You can see these icons larger on the player aid. Scoring cards that refer to a group are orthogonally connected cards that share the same quality, in this case being human cards. Here, this human is not connected to this group, at least not yet. If you choose to draw cards on your turn, you can discard as many cards as you want from your hand, including 0, and you will draw as many cards as you discard plus 2. So here I discarded 2, so I will draw 4. All cards are drawn from the deck and not the discard pile. If you choose to gain influence, you can take 1 token from the supply of any of the 3 types. This isn't one of the actions you'll do frequently, but if you had 5 water, for example, and you needed to beat someone to that valuable 12-point region tile, you might choose to just take 1 influence and then claim that on your turn before they do. If you're short on money, the last action you can choose from on your turn is to gain 10 money from the supply. At the end of your turn, no matter which main action you chose, you always have the opportunity to claim a region tile. You can do this by discarding 6 of the same resource type, either sea, mountains, or forest, or 2 of each and claim the highest value still available. So here I might return 6 forest influence back to the supply and claim this 12-point tile. Only 1 region tile can be claimed per turn, even if you have enough resources to claim multiple. Once you've claimed a region tile or not, you must discard down to the limits. The limits are 8 cards in hand. Here I have 9, so I'll discard 1. 80 coins. Here I have 85, so I'll discard 5 coins back to the supply. And 8 influence of any type. Here I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so I will discard 1. I'm going to keep my mountains and discard the sea token. Play passes to the next clockwise player, and players continue taking turns until someone plays the 16th card into their tableau. Finish that round so everyone has equal turns, and then proceed to final scoring. Scoring is as follows. Add up all of the trophy icons in the top right corner of all your cards. Add the points indicated on your region tiles, plus 1 point for each remaining influence token, and every 10 coins will gain you another point, rounded down. Note that any stun cards that are face down in your tableau will not score any points. Hero cards that have trophy icons with endgame scoring will have a little X in the upper right corner to remind you that it is variable scoring. Here the resourceful inventor scores 2 points for each gray star card in this row and column. I did not do a very good job placing this and have no stars in this column and no stars in this column. Let's say these cards were swapped, I would have gotten 2 points for this card. In the event of a tie, the player with the most cards remaining in hand wins the tie. If it's still tied, it is a shared victory. Misfit Heroes really caught my eye at a convention because of the cool transparent cards, and I like the artwork for all the different characters. Gameplay-wise, it's one of those card games where you're looking for combos that synergize well together to generate the most resources and score you points faster than your opponents. Compared to other combo games like Castle Combo, for example, the thing Misfit Heroes has is obviously a lot of variability. Even within one deck configuration, there are a ton of potential combos for you to discover, and if you play this game over and over and over again with your family and friends and find that there's some combo that everyone is just hunting for to use to win the game, you can do a full deck reset, unsleeve your cards, and swap out the attributes with different characters for a completely unique configuration. I haven't done the math, but there's probably thousands, if not millions, of unique deck configurations. This is a step up from some other Phil Walker Harding games that you might be familiar with, like Sushi Go, but I would still classify this as a family weight strategy game. It's relatively easy to learn the rules and play the game, but some of the nuances in how you place your cards into your tableau and when to place them to get the maximum amount of points might come after a few plays, but it's still a very welcoming game. The one thing I did want more of in the game was creating the heroes during the game. There's no mechanism to swap attributes or anything like that in the game. There is an optional rule to deal 4 cards to each player at the beginning of the game and have them customized from those 4 characters and 4 attributes, but that only creates 16 new cards out of an 82 card deck, so I prefer a full deck reset anyways, but that was my only complaint and really is my fault for visualizing something I wanted out of the game before I knew what it was about. Other than that, I really enjoyed this one. I hope you'll check it out. It's on Kickstarter now. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more board game videos to come.